Hello and welcome to viewers of Good Morning DRC TV. Today is Sunday, the 20th of April, 2025. I know I do talk a lot about geopolitics within the Democratic Republic of Congo and the region of Great Lake. Now, today I'm a little bit captivated and a little bit disturbed about the information that I'm going to share with you today, which I believe can help at least one person who may find themselves or might find themselves in a difficult situation. When I say difficult situation, as the story unfolds, you will understand why I say a difficult situation. This is something that is occurring quite frequently in the society, in the Democratic Republic of Congo, but because we are all human beings, no matter where we live, we face these sort of problems or issues on the day-to-day basis, or we know people that are going through some of this situation. It is a tragic, it is a situation that has taken place last week, but I've only come across this today, but it really moved me understanding relationship and human dynamics. I have decided at least to put this out there to my viewers so you can see, do with it what you will, but I just thought that this information is going to be helpful to someone who may be going through a situation. Now, this video is in Lingala, which is the language spoken in the Democratic Republic of Congo. So I am going to put this into English for my viewers. So the person speaking will be doing it in Lingala, and then I'm going to translate into English for you out there so you can at least understand. But I want us, when you're listening to this, I'm really inviting you to take what you can from this, because I would not want to see a tragedy like this happen to anyone, not at all. It is a devastation, really sad situation, but it could have been avoided. So that's the reason why I'm giving myself the pain to do this, just so that I can help someone out there. So it's a family situation. I want you to listen to what has happened to this family. So I'll give you basically what it is it's a man who has killed his entire family, his wife, 5 beautiful children, as you can see on that picture right there. But the story as to how this has happened will help you so you can avoid or help someone that you know is going through not a similar situation, but you can glean in some insight and wisdom. Without further ado, I just want to play this, and I will be able to translate for you. So here we go. This happened in Kinshasa, by the way, last week, or maybe just a few days ago, but it's taking place in Kinshasa. So I'm playing this for you right now. And as I said, I'll be putting this into English for you. For that reason, I'm going to put the voice very, very low so you can hear at least mine. Okay, here we go. We are here to inform you of all the things that is happening in our country. We are here to tell you and share the situation so you can understand what is happening in our country. We are obviously giving this message throughout the world because we are online and we are on YouTube. We want to let people know what is happening in our country. So it is an opportunity for us to talk and share about what is going on in this story, or at least the pictures that you see there. I want you to know what has happened to this family. It is tragic, but I hope we can all learn something from this so we can avoid situations like this happening in any country to any family. We don't want this to happen again. Whether you are in America, whether you are in Asia, whether you are in Africa, wherever you are, Australia, situations like this can happen anywhere. So this is why I'm asking you to watch and to be able to learn. So what is the situation? We show you a lot of things that happens here in Kinshasa. So many things happen. I don't know how to qualify this. Is it a demonic power that is roaming around, I should say, or what is it? What is happening in our country? I don't understand. But I want to tell you about this tragedy. I shared with you something that happened in different districts in Kinshasa here, and we lost a family as well in the past, just on a similar situation. So this is also something similar of the same nature. Somebody who was just literally, assassinated or killed by a foreigner. And we raised our voice. We tried to avoid these things happening again. But this person I'm talking about here was killed. We share with you so many things that happens here, just so you can be aware. Now, this story that just happened in Camp Kokolo, where a policeman, he's a policeman who was also a guard of a a very important man in Kinshasa here. He just committed crime. He killed his wife. Shall we call him his wife or his mistress? Or I don't know what to call, but we just call him his girlfriend, basically. And he killed the girlfriend's children because they didn't have any children, but he killed the woman's children. This happened Tuesday around 4 o'clock in the morning in Kankokolo. So we went to find out what actually happened. So we've got the information. This is why we want to share with you. So what happened here? We have two versions of this, but the first one is this. The first version is this. And I know people have already talked about this, but I want to share this with you. This man, the policeman, we're not going to say his name because what we're talking about, the Justice Department is now dealing with this. But the person who has committed this crime is also dead. Was he really cold? Or how did it happen? But look, I'll tell you, the first version is this. So this policeman, the one that you're seeing here, he is also a family man. He's got his wife and children. According to this version, is that this man, the policeman, he abandoned his wife and children, and he went to live with his mistress or girlfriend, who's also a policewoman. Her name is Mado. She lives in Kankokolo, but then this policeman, he lives in the same Kankokolo, but in a different area. So he abandoned his family. This is the information in our possession. And I'll tell you also the other version. So when he went to stay with his girlfriend, so the man was jealous of the woman. He started hearing about this woman. They tell him that, apart from you, she's also got other men that come here, and this man started investigating by himself. So he was really jealous, according to the explication that we have received. So the woman was also not really respecting the man, and they're all police, in the police force, the man and the woman. So what happened on the day that this tragic situation happened? So the man was at work. He was called. Now you at work. Somebody called to tell him that your girlfriend is got another man in the house. Then this man left his work. He left his work and he went back to his house, to the girlfriend's house. And actually, when he arrived, he found the girlfriend with another man. That's the first version of what we heard. And this is what we heard. We were not there, but we can't really give you more information because we were not there, but this is what we heard. We went to the scene, but this is the information we've gathered. So we gathered information from, left and right, and from the people who actually knew this woman, and also they knew the man. When the man found them, so this is basically the site. This is the house that has obviously been burnt, and they all died in it. But let's carry on. So when the man came, he found them together. He killed his girlfriend first, and then he shoot and he killed the man as well. This house belongs to the policewoman. She lives there with all these children that you're seeing here. All of them have been killed. So they shot them, all of them. And we are so sorry to tell you all to talk about this because it is heartbreaking, this crime. I'm telling you, I'm sparing you images that I don't want you to see. I cannot show you some of the images. It's terrible because obviously this is YouTube as well, so we cannot share a lot of information. So he started basically shooting, and the man who was in the house with his girlfriend, and then he shot at the children, and he killed the man, the woman, and the children, and he burned their house, and he killed himself, and all of them died. Amongst those who have died, there was also his girlfriend's sister who was there, who was also pregnant. So at the scene crime, there were 9 bodies that lied. There were 9 bodies basically, 9 dead bodies. So women, so the girlfriend, the children, and the woman's other partner, and the girlfriend's sister, who was also pregnant, according to the information that we have. And this is the first version of what actually happened. So we went also just asking, to gather a bit more information. And this is what actually happened on Tuesday at 4. But now I'm asking myself questions. How can a policeman, who is a man who has been trained, yes, he's supposed to be a man who is disciplined, and the man who had a lot of training, and this helped them to do the job properly. As a man, as a person, as a human being, I understand. I know that, when your emotions are high, but I'm telling you that, it is true. You can sometimes lose it altogether But today, what is happening in our society, it's terrible, because we understand, we can see that this generation is different to the previous generation. It's just getting worse. There are some people who are not so disciplined, but they find themselves in the police force. Many of them are giving themselves into drugs and drinking and all sorts of things, even within the police force. And this is the sad reality of it. So this is why I'm calling on even parents, and even we as society at large, even us young people, we're supposed to look at ourselves and also to help us how we can make a choice or make good choices in life. Because you need to know that whatever choice you're making, it will have consequences one way or another. So you have to understand that, we're human beings. Yes, we have our shortcomings, but we have to know that whatever it is we give ourselves in, it will have consequences. So look at this, what happened. So now I've told you, I've given you the first version, but the second version is this, because I listened to the audio, but I cannot also put it out here because I have no rights to do so. But I spoke to the woman's friend, who also gave me the other side of the story, or another version. Okay, the woman is dead, but something awful has happened in this family and in this community. Just to see what I've seen with my own eyes, it pains me. But can you imagine those who knew her, those who knew the family, and from it's just terrible to know what has taken place here. These young children, beautiful children, and then you just literally just kill them. You burn down the house. The entire family is gone. This is wicked. So here's the second version. This is what her friend, or the woman's friend, told us. But as I said, we have listened, we have gathered information, but there will be more information that will emerge, obviously, as the reports, when it comes out. But this is basically what we have received as information. So this friend of the woman who died, she said this, that those who are saying that our friend had another man or boyfriend, those who are saying that she was lying to her boyfriend, that is a lie. But she gave her version. She said this, that this policewoman who died had her property, or her house. But we have to say this, amongst those who have died, there is one child who was staying with the neighbor, who was not there when this incident happened, because the child slept with the neighbors. So her friend gave us a version out of which we can also try to understand or assess what happened. So in this second version given to us by her friend, it makes kind of a sense, because amongst these children that have died that you're seeing here in the picture, there is a child who is not here, who basically is saved. Now, listen, this is the explanation. So this friend of hers says this, that it's not the case that she did not have another boyfriend. It's not about having other men in her life, but this man and woman, they were not getting on some issues, because based on this woman, she said that the policewoman, had some business that she was running, and she had a motorcycle, or a boda that she gave to her son to run and to manage. So this policeman was kind of jealous that this policewoman shared her business, or at least confined herself to her son, and did business with her son rather than him. So this policeman didn't like it at all. So in out of that came all the quarreling and the arguments, and they were just really fighting for the goods that the woman had. And he kept on bringing the fact that, why do you trust this son of yours? Why do you give him everything? Why so and so? So this was really a problem. So what happened? So they had an argument before both of them left to go to work. So the man, they got separate ways to go to their work. So on that particular day, they had an argument and they all went to work. So when they came back, but the atmosphere was not really good. So the man was just kind of, not himself. So after a little while, then the man around 9 p.m., he went out. The policeman went out. According to the woman who was telling us what happened, she said, as if that policeman, when he came home, he left his weapon. By weapon, I mean he left his, he left his arm. He left it, and then he came back to collect it. But something happened, and then they started arguing together, and there was an argument as they normally will do every day. So based on the witness of this friend of hers, she said that the children are always, they call this boyfriend of hers, they tell him that, he's not supposed to be there. He's not a man, because if he was a man, he should actually get a house and take the woman with him. But they didn't like the fact that the policeman came to stay with their mother in that house. Like we said, I cannot say everything here or give you the audios that I have, because we're just telling you from what I heard from her friend. But this is what happened, because the children were also arguing. They were standing for their mother. They were insulting this policeman that, you don't have a place, you have a place, go to your own house. Why are you staying with our mother? So this policeman got really upset. This is based on the audio. So the neighbor came, wanted to stop them. The neighbor came to try to stop them from arguing, but this policeman shot at this neighbor, and then that man just basically died instantly. And the policeman shoot at these children. So he shot them, all of them, four of them, and then he shot the woman as well. And so this is the man with whom they spend life together. They share everything together. But this man, at that moment, he forgot all of that. And then he took his gun. He took his gun and he shot at all these people. He killed the neighbor, and he killed the woman who spends time with her and live together. And this is just terrible, but this is basically what happened. As we said, the justice is looking this, but when we got to the scene, I've seen evil things happened. As an investigator, as a journalist, I've seen so many things in my life, but what I have seen out of this family, it's shocking. Children that they've been burned, but they were, shot at prior to that. After arguing, and killing everyone, he took petrol and basically, literally burned down the whole house. And these scenes are horrible to see. And all I can say is this man is possessed by a demonic force. There is no other way to explain this. You can talk about jealousy, but I don't know what to call this. Even if she lied, even if she had another boyfriend, but is that the reason why you will commit such a crime? Is this really the way to carry yourself? You are a man, you already had your family, you got your children, but you killed everyone in this family. Children, 8-year-old, 10, and 12-year-olds. This is really terrible. This is my advice. So in all of this, we have to sound an alarm and give some advice. Let us just talk. Those of us who have remained, the dead are gone, but those of us the living, let us learn something out of this. You know, we are talking as community, as people, we have to learn something out of this so that this does not repeat itself in our community, in our country, wherever you are listening to this. My brothers and sisters, you have to really think about your partner before you commit yourself into any relationship. Yes, there are issues, there are problems. Please don't allow anger to overtake your life. Please, if you feel like you're really upset, you're really angry, why don't you go outside, get some fresh air, just go somewhere so that you can distance yourself from that situation. You know, if you stay, you don't know what you can do. Look at this man now. He has basically wiped out the whole family. It's a terrible situation. This sort of things is not supposed to happen, but it does happen. So we have to be very careful. This man also, he abandoned his children, he abandoned his wife, and look at what actually is now happening here. If this man didn't abandon, I don't know what happened to him, what led him to abandon his family and children where he was, but what I'm just trying to say is that you have to be very careful. You have to be very careful who you are committing yourself to, whom you are spending time with, because some people are so jealous in the way that, they will do something that you will regret. So please be careful. As me as a person, the way I know myself, I can get angry, things can happen, but I will never get to such a stage where I can do that. So, but these are policemen. They've got guns with them. As you know, in our country, in the Congo, policemen, policewomen, they have guns with them. So when you have these weapons in the house, you're not you got to be careful so that you don't allow yourself to find yourself in a situation where you get upset, because you never know what will ensue after that. So we have to be very, very careful. Please avoid, if you have a partner, if you have many other or another partner somewhere, you have to be very careful. I'm just giving you advice. What you do with your life, it is your business. I don't want to interfere with you, but I'm just saying be careful, because you don't know what will happen when he or she finds out that this is what it is that you're doing. Please be careful. Now, look what has happened to this family. They've lost everything, and the entire family is gone just because of jealousy, just because somebody was upset, just because somebody was angry. Please be careful. This is what we had to share with you today. It is a sad situation. We have to be very, very careful. Thank you so much for watching. And if you can, please do subscribe. And yes, it's a sad. Having said all of this, I feel in my heart, I don't know what to say other than just to give you advice. No matter how angry you get, please don't get to a level where you can do something like this. But my advice is watch out who you are around, and what people you're spending time with. This is a sad story. It's happened on Tuesday in Kinshasa here. This Tuesday, it happened in Kinshasa in Camp Kokolo. And maybe if you're not getting on as in a relationship, maybe it's a good thing to just separate, go in a separate direction. It's a good thing to see them rather than for somebody to lose their lives. If you're not getting on in a relationship, please break it, and just you can go separate ways, and each one of you can start your life over again. But it shouldn't really come to this. But yes, this is all that I had for you today. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much. Really appreciate you watching. Thank you. Well, I hope I have been able to translate this for you, to give you a yeah, just so you can hear the story. I don't know what to say on top of this. I wanted to put it out there. I don't know if any person who's listened to this is has any comments. I don't know whether I should do this again. I really don't know, but it really depends. But if I see comments, I hear from you what you think about this, and maybe I'll bring another story that would help the following Sunday. Like I said, because it's Sunday, I decided to do something different other than just staying on geopolitics and conflict and the situation in Africa and the DRC. So please let me know. Yes, as I said, if you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. Share this with any of the people that you know, and give us thumbs up, and let me have your comments, especially about this story, and we'll see what we can do next time. Take care of yourself, and I look forward to seeing you at another video. Bye bye now.